All right, so I'm also giving you guys a sports schedule. This is Newberry High School. I'm going to get a Mid Carolina one too, but I just went and got this today from the high school because their websites suck. Sorry, they do. This is a sports schedule that you're getting passed around. This has got all the fall sports. Man, you don't even know what it means to kids when you show up at games. And there's all kinds of kids there that you can hang out with and build relationships with too. So what else we got? The schedule for the year. This is. So what?
Maybe it's a committee, but committee.
Yeah, I think everybody should get one there because they'll have the fifth quarters and the
I just think
student weekend. So this is all important dates that you need to get on your calendar for the year. There's some big ones like winter camp and our leader committee weekend together. When's that? February? The first week of February, I think. First weekend of February.
yeah.
First weekend of February. I'd love everybody to go to that. That's going to be awesome. It's at Myrtle Beach, House of Blues, and
you guys might as well mark that because it's sick week. House of Blues is sick. I don't know who will get to hear this week.
Like carpool up there.
So what? Carpool, bus, or whatever. It's.
yeah, we're taking a bus, and we'll figure
Don't
out.
even think about it.
Figure all that out. And that's leader and committee. So Greg, you want to tell the committee how awesome it is too? And
Regularly, I had a broken leg.
Reminded me.
Carry me around.
Just put the team box back.
So another thing that I just wanted to say that's really important is our communication with each other, and it would make it so much easier for me if like everybody would check our Facebook group when we post stuff. If everybody would read the stuff that we post on Facebook. You don't have to worry about Wild Connected is awesome, but don't let that pull you away from the Wild Servant board or the Wild Committee board. If we can't communicate in that way, then we're going to end up having to phone call 30 people, and that's going to be a lot of time, and it's going to take you more time too, because then it's either going to be a voicemail or we're going to talk. I mean, I'm all about personal communication, but it's easy to send out some mass texts and mass ideas through Facebook and stuff like that. So just anytime you get a Facebook or email or text, we try not to do things that don't matter. We try to send out stuff that's important. So and then the last thing I would say is wildlife. I want to tell you guys about wildlife. We're looking at changing some things up in our wildlife this year, and one of the main things is that we're trying to hire part-time Justin's wife, Megan, as kind of a trial wildlife part-time position. Which the committee's got to kind of decide on if we can make that happen. And then we're going to go to an every other week for wildlife. Some of y'all might not even know what wildlife is. It's our middle school ministry. And it meets on Saturday nights. But we're going to try to do every other week, and we're looking at getting a Prosperity location for wildlife, so that we're doing one in Newberry and one in Prosperity, to reach out to the Mid Carolina Middle School a little bit more. But also with the wildlife stuff, if any of you are interested in helping with wildlife, or even with being primarily a wildlife leader, we could use you there. We don't have a real big class of junior leaders for wildlife, so we can use all the help we can get with that. Okay, and so the last thing, and this is one of the biggest things, this is one of the most important things, is we are doing club different this year. We've never done this before, but I'm super excited about it because it's going to be better than it's ever been, and that's because you are going to own it. You are running club this year, not me, and I think God wanted me to do this a long time ago, and I'm just now getting around to it, so sorry about that. But here's the deal. You should all have handouts that have over 100 club ideas. These are like theme clubs and stuff like that. Next week when we meet, Monday night, this coming Monday night, every leader needs to bring at least one idea for like a full club. So that includes, you know, games, skit, any extra any fun things you want to do in it, maybe some song ideas, just a full club. And so if you need help coming up with ideas, you've got that big list, and I've posted it on Wild Servants. So every one that's highlighted in blue and underlined, you can click on that and you can get where another area has done the entire club, and then you can tweak it to however you want. So everybody's going to bring at least one full club. It doesn't have to be a theme club. It can be just a regular club. It could just be like, ooh, I like this game, I like this skit, let's do those in the same night. Dale asked, could we do like based on the talk? Like he gave an example, like the night that sin equals death. What if we did zombie night? You know, so like if you want to base it off of the talk, use your creative juices to go off of the talk, because you also have the talk schedule there. So bring one fully planned club. What we're going to do when we meet Monday is we're going to just give a quick summary of our club. We're going to be like, I'm doing Yellow Club, and we're going to sing the song Yellow, and everybody's going to wear yellow, and the skit's going to be a yellow school bus, or, you know, whatever. So you just give a quick summary of, like, 20-second summary of what your club is. We're going to write them all on the board, and then we're going to pick the top 10 clubs for the year, however many we need, 10 clubs for the year, and then you're going to break up into teams, and you guys are going to plan the entire night together as a team. You're going to get the whole schedule done for the night, and then so you need to also know your schedule, know your calendar, know when you can't be there, because then we're going to plug those in to the schedule on certain dates, and your team, your group is going to be responsible for club for that night. So when we get there, it's going to be y'all's night, and y'all are going to be like, okay, here's what we're doing tonight, and you're going to have everything planned out, and you know, I'll help you like get the things ready, get the you know, game materials or whatever props that you need for stuff, but you're going to be in charge of the night. So I'm really excited about that, and you get to be creative, and it's going to be awesome. So start thinking about that, start praying about that, and we'll do that Monday. So, and then another thing is that we're doing talks a little different this year too. Your schedule's pretty blank as far as talks go. If you are a new leader, this is your first, you've been through the training and this is your first year, then that means you're eligible to give talks. But what we want to do is, your first talk is supposed to be your testimony. So I want to get with all the new leaders in the next week or two and record a 5-minute testimony on video. So be condensing your testimony to 5 minutes and come up with a date that we can meet so that I can record your testimony in 5 minutes. And we're going to show a 5-minute testimony, and hopefully it'll line up with one of the things on the schedule, and then we can come up with some Bible verses that support a talk for the night off of your testimonies, if that makes sense. If not, we'll talk about that later. Okay, the other thing, after we did that at the meeting, one of the last things we did was we talked about where are we doing good at and where can we improve, just based on last year. And so this was a discussion. I didn't put this stuff out there. These are things that other leaders said. So I'm not telling you this. This is what other leaders said. They said that club was awesome, that we were really hyped, that the kids were into it, that the skits were funny, that the games were good, that music was good. The club was awesome. They said places we can improve are personal quiet time. We talked about last year how every time we went around and said, how are you doing, people would be like, pray for me in my personal quiet time. I'm not having enough quiet time. So that was a place of improvement that we need to really work on. We really need to start having more quiet time, because we can't give out what we don't have, and we're supposed to be this overflowing river of Jesus. So we need to be spending time with Jesus every day, all throughout the day, and being connected to God. Another thing was meeting more kids. Some leaders said, I feel like we all kind of know the same kids, and there's a bunch of kids that nobody really knows that comes to clubs. So said things like, let's just start trying to meet, a couple new kids every week. Every week, say, hey, I'm going to meet a new kid this week that I've never met before. And so that doesn't mean that you don't have, a core group of 2 or 3 that you really pour into, but let's try to meet more kids. Another big one was spending time with kids outside of club, and we talked about that earlier in the video, where we're saying, you need to be, like, especially if you miss club, you need to be at the school at some point in the week. We need to be going to games. We need to be hanging out with kids outside of club. If you can't come to Connection on Wednesday, you should try to make your own little Bible study, your own little devotional group. I'm telling you, there's so many kids that are just starving for attention and love, and we can give it to them. So another thing that was said, one of the leaders said, he said, I'm saying this about myself too, but we need to be showing up more. Like, we need to be at more stuff. We need to be at as many leader meetings as we can, at as many clubs as we can. We need to be on Wednesday nights. He said when they have 5th quarter football games, like, we need to be showing up at more stuff. And the last thing was prayer time. Some of the leaders just were saying how we kind of drag our prayer time out really long before club starts, and then we don't have time to hang out with kids before club. And so the thought was, let's bring our big prayer concerns to each other at our meeting, and let's pray for each other with those, and then let's pray for the kids at club. And any kind of peripheral, smaller prayer concerns, let's share that on the WILE servant board, and let's pray for each other that way. And the example was like, let's say I'm really struggling, I have a quiz this week. Let's put that on the board. Hey guys, pray for my quiz this week. Or let's say work is just really hard, and this has happened at work 10 times this week. Then let's share that on the WILE servant board. Let's not bring that to the big discussion, the big prayer time discussion. And so the last thing is leadership, discipleship, training. We're doing another new thing. Everything is new for me this year. Everything is new. So on Sunday nights at 6:30, we're going to do a discipleship course that really teaches you how to make disciples. And our Wildlife Junior leaders are going to be a part of that. Our new incoming leaders are going to be a part of that. And you guys are open to it too. And I hope you guys come if you can at 6:30 on Sunday nights. It's only going to be an hour, 6:30 to 7:30. And if you can't be there, there's a website that I'm going to post on the WILE servant board that you can go and participate that way. It's a Francis Chan thing. It's great, and it's going to have a lot of leadership and teaching you how to make disciples. And after that, at 8 o'clock on Sunday nights, we're starting a new college worship service called The Intersection. I'm super excited about this. I need your guys' help with this, especially you college leaders. This is a place I believe God is moving and working, and you can bring your friends and they're going to meet Jesus all year long. God is going to transform the campus, but you guys have got to help. Like, you guys have got to drag your friends there. You guys have got to promote it, and you guys have got to be their follow-up to say, hey, I'm going to walk this walk out with you, because people are going to meet Jesus. I know it. So I think that's all. I love you guys. Out.